What is going on, guys? It is the Anime Jaguar here, or you call me AJ for short if that is a tongueful for you. And today, I'm going to give you my 10 favorite / best anime movies. These are my personal favorites, so it is not the right definitive list. This is just my personal opinion. And let me know in the comments below what your 10 favorite anime movies are of all time. Let me know your 10 favorites, and let's begin.
Coming in at number 10.
Up. The first 10 minutes of this feature is an example of some of the best visual storytelling in cinema history. You find out everything about Carl and Ellie's connection and their distress. All of this is told without any dialogue. The rest of the movie has a strong sense of humor, unique characters, and explores the concept of remorse perfectly, while having an entertaining journey that's incredible at the same time. The rest of the film is not as good as the first 10 minutes, but it's still phenomenal.
Number 9.
The Tale of the Princess Kaiguru. This is one of Studio Ghibli's most recent films, and this is directed by the same guy who brought us Grave of the Fireflies. In my opinion, as you could tell, one of the best animated films ever made and a very touching war story. The film is based on a Japanese folktale about a small girl who emerges from the bamboo and is nurtured by a family before being transformed into a princess. But her weird magical origins eventually come back to haunt her. Studio Ghibli's films are primarily regarded as children's films, though some, such as Princess Mononoke and others, aren't children's films for the most part. They're regarded as family entertainment films. However, they're not like American family entertainment, trust me, because this film in particular has a mature and realistic outlook on life. As this girl grows up in the wilderness, you can see how much she enjoys life. She loves to wander around the woods, and when she's forced to play the princess role, life becomes difficult for her as numerous suitors try to woo her. And I don't want to give you much more information, but that alone should intrigue you to watch this movie.
Number 8.
Grave of the Fireflies. Grave of the Fireflies is frequently the first film mentioned when discussing the most powerful animated films of all time. I expected this to be about family, but not in the way they showed it. I don't think it's an anti-war film as I anticipated going into it. It's more of a conflict between pride and rationality in my opinion. This is simply a story about a boy and his sister attempting to choose what is most important. When the main character dies and is reunited with the ghost of his little sister, you know the movie is going to be dark. Anyone can watch this movie and come to their own conclusion, and that's what I like about it the most.
Number 7. Zootopia. When I first saw the trailer in 2015, I was skeptical. It didn't look like it would be as good as Disney's next project, Moana. The characters didn't seem intriguing, and the humor didn't seem right. Fortunately, I was way off, and it won me over with the wonderful characters in this interesting universe. The story isn't 100% original, but it absolutely works. This is a buddy cop movie with a strict cop teaming up with a rebel. If this was an action comedy, it probably wouldn't work, but it's not. Instead, it's an animated feature about animal stereotypes. It combines a buddy cop movie and a classic Disney movie. Together, it's modern and innovative.
I love this movie. It's super visually pleasing and a new and creative storyline for an animated film. The only flaw is the Shakira song, which is, I wonder why that even need to be in there. But other than that, it's one of the all-time classic animated films. It's a great dynamic between the two main characters and some interesting mature themes for a kids movie without oversimplifying.
Number 6. How to Train Your Dragon. Visibly speaking, this feature is about the journey of a boy and his private pet dragon, but it's more profound than that. It lunges into a dad's relationship with his son, societal expectations, and more. It's fun for a young audience while providing something touching for adults. Toothless has defined and imagined a way to make anyone adore him. The score is extraordinary, and the creators made a universe that made audiences want more. The whole movie pivots on Hiccup's hostile relationship with his dad as well as his personal connection with his new dragon. Toy Story 4. I can see why Pixar made another Toy Story sequel. Toy Story 4 is a remarkable creation by Pixar, where they not only made a bewildering animated film, but they also managed to do the unthinkable by proceeding the story after making what seemed to be the perfect ending in Toy Story 3. It delivers an entertaining plot, beautifully intricate animation, new unforgettable characters, and several sentimental moments that will give you a roller coaster of emotions. This may surprise some of you, but this is a must watch. Even if you wish that there wasn't a sequel, you need to at least give it a chance.
This is the best sequel that Pixar has ever made, and possibly even one of the best sequels of all time. It has great humor, great animation, and a lot of heart that didn't feel forced. It warmed my heart to know that if they want to capture the feeling of their classic films, it is possible. And nobody's talking about that. I feel like no one's talked about how good the score is. Full scenes where the emotions are fully driven by the music and barely any dialogue. This sequel just makes me happy every time I watch it.
Number 4.
Spirited Away. Spirited Away is the centerpiece among Studio Ghibli's exceptional works in animation. No amount of words provided here can describe the magical effect of experiencing the film for the first time. If you're a believer in animation existing for children only, this is the movie to expel those preconceptions of yours. A 10-year-old girl named Chihiro and her parents are moving. Along the way, they stop the car and go wandering. She becomes separated from her mom and dad, and when she finds them, they were transformed into pigs. Chihiro discovers that she has stumbled into a realm ruled by spirits, and she has to traverse an otherworldly bathhouse if she ever hopes to return to the real world with her parents. And that's all I'm going to tell you about the story, because that's pretty much the first 20 minutes or so of the movie. And then you could just watch it from there. Spirited Away is a twist on the story of Alice in Wonderland. And the hand-drawn style that Studio Ghibli has mastered, it's at peak in this movie, Spirited Away. And you really can't compare this to any other film on this list, especially not Disney. It's completely different. It's good in its own
Number
way.
3.
Spiderman Into the Spiderverse. Words like astonishing, stunning, and supreme have already been used to describe this feature. For this film, it's hard to find one definitive word to describe how awesome this film is. Spider-Man Into the Spiderverse is an animated sensation that not only achieves in innovating the visual outlet, but also takes a new step in the superhero genre. With a well-made plot, powerful characters, and imaginative animation, it delivers a memorable journey that can exceed the accomplishments of the other Spider-Man movies. It's not a flawless feature, but when something is done right, it is done perfectly.
Number 2.
Coco. After watching this feature, I had to take a moment to understand my emotions. Coco is a fantastic sentimental letter to Mexico that has a profound and immersing plot, well-composed animation, unforgettable characters, an important statement about family, and incredible songs. This is the perfect family film. This is perfect to watch with family in order to completely grasp the significance of family. This is one of Pixar's best.
Number 1.
Toy Story. Toy Story is not just a landmark for animation and Cinemark. It is the greatest animated movie of all time, in my opinion. This is the first computer-animated full-length feature. This film increased the standard of narrative and character assembling. The plot is fascinating with the way it shows the idea of the life of a toy. The characters are intricate and relatable. Finally, the animation may look ancient, but it still looks good 25 years later. You should watch it just for the historical significance alone. You can sit back and have joy watching the feature. You can't go wrong with Toy Story. Toy Story is one of a handful of anime movies that have changed animation.
Thank you guys for watching the video, and if you haven't already, like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. I have done animated rankings. I've done Pixar, I've done Disney, and I'm going to do more in the future. Let me know what you guys want to see on this channel in the future, and give me your 10 favorite anime movies, and I'll see you in my next video.